up, curious readers? I'm Dave from Dave's Book Summaries, and today I'll be giving you the summary of a Newbery Award winner book, The One and Only Ivan. This book is written by Katherine Applegate and won the Newbery Medal for Outstanding Book in 2012. So, without further delay, let's get the story started. Ivan is a gorilla. He has many names: the Freeway Gorilla, the Ape at Exit 8, the one and only Ivan, Mighty Silverback. A silverback is an adult male over 12 years old with an area of silver hair on his back. The silverback is a figure of authority responsible for protecting his family. Now, 12 years might seem like a short time, but a gorilla's lifespan is only about 35 to 40 years. Ivan lives in a human habitat called the Exit 8 Big Top Mall and Video Arcade, which is located off I-95, which shows conveniently at 2, 4, and 7. That's what Mac says when he answers the phone. Mac is the owner of the mall. The mall also has many other animals, but Stella, the elephant, is Ivan's dearest friend. Bob, who is a stray dog, comes to the mall to visit Ivan, and like Stella, Bob is also Ivan's best friend. Stella does tricks in the show, but Ivan just stays in his domain because he is not as educated as his friend. Ivan has a tire swing, a baseball, a tiny plastic pool with dirty water, and he also has an old TV in his domain. He also has meatballs handy with him. Meatballs are balls of dung that are rolled up, and he uses them to throw at his visitors. The meatballs never hit the visitors though because of the glass separating Ivan from the humans. George was the man that cleaned the glass of all the fingerprints every night. Julia, who was George's daughter, was 10 years old and she did her homework while her dad cleaned the cages. Sometimes, or mostly I should say, Julia did drawings. Ivan, who was a guerrilla artist, also liked to draw and drew anything from his domain that matches the color of the crayon. When Mac found out about Ivan's secret talent, he bought him more crayons and paper every day and sold gorilla-made paintings in the gift shop for money. Usually, Ivan used to have many visitors, but recently the guy had lost his magic. As Mac says, Bob and Ivan watch many things on the TV. Sometimes it's westerns, other times it's cartoons, and they usually watch other things also. They watch many things on the TV. One night, though, a National Geographic show came on, and it was a show of a gorilla. And Ivan started wondering if he wasn't the only gorilla in the world. Watching Julia do homework makes him realize that it involves a pencil and thick books. Ivan, who can chew on many pencils, thinks that he would excel at homework. Then one day, news gets around that a new animal will be coming to the mall. When it does, it was a baby elephant. On the first day, the animal doesn't step out of the vehicle it was carried in. Just the front of the face shows and out comes a trunk. It was a baby elephant. The elephant, Ruby, stays with Stella in Stella's domain. Ruby is young and innocent and asks many questions. Soon, Stella's feet start hurting and she gets very sick, and the next thing you know, she dies before the can get there. The night before she dies, she has Ivan promise to take Ruby somewhere else other than that mall so that Ruby can have a better life than Stella did. The next day, the mood of the mall is very gloomy. Ruby is crying a lot. Ruby asks Ivan for a story, and slowly Ivan tells Ruby how he was born in what humans call Central Africa and so on. Ivan had a twin sister named Tag, because she liked to chase Ivan and play tag around the forest. Then one day, humans came in the forest and captured the entire gorilla troop and took Tag and Ivan with them after shooting their mother and father. On the way to the human habitat, Tag had died. Mac had raised Ivan like a normal human child. Ivan stayed inside the house, went to restaurants, movie theaters, and so on. Since Ivan had to be moved out of the house, it had been 9,876 days in Ivan's domain. Now that Stella is gone, Mac tries to teach Ruby some tricks that Stella used to do. Soon, Ivan tells Ruby about his promise that was also the day when Ivan accepted this mall as a cage instead of a domain. Ivan gets an idea involving lots and lots of painting. Bob and Ruby know that Ivan's doing something, an art project, but they don't exactly know what. Ivan hid his paintings because he knew that if Mac found out, he'd sell all of them. Soon, Mac found out, but he only saw one of Ivan's painting and likes it, so he buys him more supplies to make more paintings. Now, Ivan paints in the day for Mac and in the night for his project. This is why Ivan is very sleepy throughout the whole rest of the days. One day, though, Ivan finds the last piece of his painting and finishes it. Then he shows Julia his painting, who struggles a little but figures out what it is. She then, after convincing her dad, finally gets to put the painting on the billboard. The billboard was right by the highway, which featured the mall and Ivan. Now the whole world sees a zoo, and Ruby inside the zoo with the letters HOME on it. Mac is very mad. Soon, Ivan's picture is in the newspaper. There's a crowd by the mall, and one day, a man comes to inspect the area. The man was also a photographer. There, he takes a bunch of pictures of how the animals are being kept, and he likes it all until he spots the claw stick. The stick had a sharp point at its end, and Mac used it to just scare the animals when they became troublesome. Soon, there were protesters outside the mall, and later that day, a lady comes and takes Ivan and Ruby to a zoo. George ends up getting fired also. At the zoo, Ivan is put in the large cage with a TV, where he watches a family of gorillas live like gorillas most of the day. After some weeks, he's introduced to that specific family. Turns out they were in a bigger actual gorilla cage on the other side of the wall that Ivan was being kept in. But before Ivan got to go with them, he was shown a video of Ruby in the elephants area of that same zoo. When Ivan gets used to his habitat around 2 or 3 days later, George is there with Julia because George is going to be working as a cleaner at this zoo. Plus, Bob is there with the two who decided not to be a stray anymore and actually get a family. So now he is going to be adopted and be a pet of the George and Julia family. Alright guys, that was it for the story. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure you like my videos, share them with everyone you know, friends and family, and subscribe to my channel. Now I'll see you in my next video. Keep reading, keep improving. Bye bye.